For a very long time, this sign was the only physical evidence that we were building a church. A lot has changed since then. The silt fencing went up along with our bank's sign beside ours. After the monsoons ended in February of this year, our builder was able to do the grading. The church foundation was poured, which was quickly followed by the parking lot in May. Around that time, the building team wanted to make some revisions to the floor plan, mainly to enlarge the parish hall. All of the lumber and prefabricated trusses were delivered. So with a fresh framing plan, the framers went to work. Finally, we were going up. It looked a bit like a stick house, but it was God's house in the making. By August, the building was really taking shape. While the framers were busy, so was your building team. We met frequently to decide on roof shingles, brick, stone for the exterior, electrical outlets, plumbing fixtures, and countless other decisions on the interior. We prayed before each session and asked the Lord to help us make the best decisions according to His will for His church. So far, we believe that His will is being done in Rockwall, to build a church that will receive and nurture those that He sends to us. This really is an amazing thing that God is doing through our little congregation. It is a testimony of God's grace to all who see it, whether coming from Rockwall or driving up from Carroll. And from Kensington Drive, our neighbors will certainly see the evidence of God's hand working in their neighborhood. Praise you, Lord, for the work you are doing in our midst. Now let's go on a little walking tour of the interior of the property. We will enter through two sets of double doors 8 feet tall into the narthex. To the right we'll see the women's restroom with lots of fixtures, and next to that the family restroom. Next to that will be the nursery with its own little restroom, and down the hall will be a door to the outside and a future playground. Next will be Ann Horan's office. Across from Ann will be a staff office, and next to that will be John Shaver's office. This small room will be for electronic storage, and this will be Father Don's office. Returning back to the main corridor, we find the hallway that joins all of the offices and classrooms. This hallway has been named by the Lord as Revelation Gallery. They have track lighting and will be suitable for displaying spiritual art. This is a special room called the parlor. It is a multi-purpose room suitable as a conference room, OSL prayer room, family counseling, as a bride's room, and other similar uses. Next, we have a small room for vesting and storage. The gallery will continue down the hallway to the right. In this corner of the building, we find two nice classrooms side by side. Moving toward the sanctuary, we come to an entrance to the stage area and storage underneath the bell tower. Entering the sanctuary, we find 40-foot high ceilings, the sound booth to the back right, and I am assured that they will remove the scissor lift before services. This, of course, is our platform stage with room for our grand piano, musicians, servers, and ministers. And behind them will be our beautiful glass windows. This short hallway includes an emergency exit and the entrance to the sacristy, which will have its own restroom also. Entering the kitchen, we see these beautiful large windows. We will have plenty of room for counter space, appliances, a center island, and lots of outlets for hot plates and crock pots. The kitchen also features 2 large serving windows with counters on the parish hall side for serving. The whole property will have zone air conditioning so we can control each space, such as this parish hall area. The large parish hall features doorways from the main building. It has an outside door which will lead to future gardens. It has its own storage space, and we recently added an alcove for additional seating that can also be used for guest speakers, special teachings, a bride and groom's table, and for live performances. In the back of the parish hall, we'll have additional storage, we'll have a water fountain, and we have a fire equipment room as required by the fire marshal. And next to that, we have the men's restroom. And that brings us back to the narthex, which looks out onto our 4-car porte-cochere, which is, as we call it here in Texas, the carport. Please continue to pray for our water supply issue with the water company. This challenge is significant, but is not too big for our God. The list of scripture suggestions from Ann Horan's recent email was very timely and helpful. 2 particular scriptures really spoke to my heart. Ephesians 6 verses 11 and 12. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. And Psalm 37 verses 5 through 9. Commit your ways to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice as the noonday. Be still before the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Fret not yourself over the one who prospers in his way, over the man who carries out evil devices. Refrain from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself, it tends only to evil. For the evildoer shall be cut off, but those who wait for the Lord shall inherit the land. In closing, you'll recall that 2 of the godly workers wrote, God bless this church in the rafters. Another group found a heart-shaped knot in the wood used in our rafters. Lastly, I saw this delightful sight, the morning sun forming a cross in the studs. All of these blessed images will be covered when the church is completed, but their blessing, God's blessing, remains forever.